Live now. Hello everyone. Today here we are here with a very interesting video, and I have a couple of guests as you can see on the panel. And we're going to discuss a very interesting topic. That's the what's the biggest issues in 2025. We have selected 5 topics in total, and we're going to talk about it. But before that, let's get to know our guests here. So I will leave the introduction to our guests. We have Shubh and Sanjay. I'll start with Shubh here, and please, Shubh, go ahead.
Thank you for having me here, Faz. Thank you to, and good to see Sanjay here as well. I've heard about Sanjay before. So I'm Shubh. I live in Vancouver, Canada. I have been here for like 4 or 5 years. Working with Walmart Wireless right now. I was with Staples Wireless before, and it's a very big pleasure, I would say, to be here again, sharing the platform with such amazing people. So I'm excited for tonight.
Thank you, Shubh.
Hello, Sheikh Saab and Shubh. It's pleasure to share this platform with both of you, and I heard about you as well. I'm currently in Ballarat. It's a small town of Victoria, which is Australia, and it is very close to Melbourne, just 1 hour and 20 minutes away from Melbourne. And I'm doing a job here. Just recently started uh, a new job 2 weeks ago, and I just moved to Australia from New Zealand recently, just last year.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. Thank you so much, Shubh. Sanjay, all the best with your new job, and Shubh, you're already doing good. So let's dive into our presentation. What's the biggest issue in 2025? The global discussion is basically these points are global that we're going to discuss, and it's all over the. It's going to affect every single person. This particular discussion. So all those who are watching, you would be somewhere, some or the other way will be affected under these topics. And so if you want to understand a little bit more, stay tuned for this video. And let me bring up the very first slide for it. And there you go. So the very first point is artificial intelligence a threat or a tool for humanity? With AI evolving rapidly, should we be worried about job losses, surveillance, and control? Or is it humanity's greatest helper? So, yeah, we will just dive into straight to this discussion. Sanjay, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. For any technology who has it's been with human beings, so it's always being a part of human civilizations, and we have used it for our own facility. And I don't think it's as a threat for humanity. Personally, this is my opinion, and I believe that when computers were adopted in these offices, and people were afraid that this will take away the jobs from people who are working in the offices, like the paperwork and everything. But later, uh, it proved to be very, very good asset for the human beings in offices and all sort of things. And also, I believe that, like with computers, when computers arrived, so there were many, many job opportunities, more fields evolved for the next generations. Let's say the software engineering, the hardware engineering, the AI, websites, coding, and all sort of things. And new billionaires, like fastest growing billionaire companies, are the tech companies in the world.
That's
So
true.
I'm very positive about it. I don't think it's a threat. What we need to do is to create our like to learn to how to use these responsibly.
You're
So that's
right.
what I think. Yeah. So that's my point of view.
What about Shiv?
Over to
What do
you.
you have to say?
Uh, Thank you, Sanjay, for sharing your insights. They're really helpful. For me, what I believe is science has always been a blessing or a curse depending on what or how you use it. I totally agree with that point which Sanjay shared as well, that people were scared. So at the dawn of the new century, when year changed from 1999 to 2000, people were scared that maybe this is the end of the world. Like it was a big fear. My dad feared it. Many other people feared it. But we are all the way to 2025, which is like almost a quarter of century. So I don't feel like artificial intelligence is a threat. It totally depends on how we are using it. Students are using it, we are using it, other people are using it. It has made life easier. Like science has always made our life easier in many ways. Now there will always be two sides of a coin. Some people will use it for the good purpose, some people will misuse it. So for me, as per my point of view, I would say like it's helpful. It has helped me a lot, and it has been helping millions of people around the world since they started introducing artificial intelligence a year or two back. So I don't feel like it's a threat for me. And about job losses, someone has to maintain that AI, right? Isn't it true? Someone has to maintain that AI. So it will eventually create more jobs for people who have to code, who have to maintain that AI. So I don't think it's gonna lose help in like losing the jobs or like temper the jobs. It wouldn't, like, some jobs will go away, but at least it wouldn't like take all of our jobs. So I don't think so.
I mean, you're right, and of course, as Sanjay, also I agree with Sanjay as well. But what I feel like is, at the moment in 2025, the most of the job losses that has happened is because of AI. If you see the data, um, and I mean, AI is amazing. I use it every single day. I cannot get away. Like at the moment, even people, even if you want to do a simple post on Instagram, you ask the caption to AI, and then I even every single email that I write, even this project that we are doing today is with the help of AI. Without that, it's not possible. And 100%, we need the help of AI to grow ourselves. But the most job losses has happened, and I would like to understand. Like, I mean, I'm trying to understand how we could have avoided that thing. How the AI got rolled in. I mean, it's us who are rolling out the AI, so we could have thought about it, you know and instead of making so many people suffer, we could have just rolled it out in a way that people adapt better, instead of like you throw them under the bus, like if you survive, you survive, if you don't, you don't. Yeah, that's what I feel about AI at the moment. I mean, yes, a lot of people adapt it pretty quickly, but there are a lot of people who have still not even starting to use ChatGPT. So what about
Hmm.
those people? So that's what I think. What do you think?
Like for me, I can give you an example. When I started my job back in 2007, back in India, I was in a government office, and that time, few of the clerks they were typing on typewriter,
Y-
and there was one computer. It was approved for the office, and they were very scared about it. So my question is, from those people, those who are scared of computers, why don't you learn how to operate it rather than get scared of it? So same thing is that, like, one of my friend who used to be a member of a Communist Party back in India. It was, I'm telling you, it's mid 90s incident, and he was against these machines and computers and all sort of things. And what his point of view was that, see, one machine can work 50 people's work, and they will be jobless, right? So my question is that, why you have produced that many people? Control your population, have those as many you can afford, rather than just you know having that reproduction for uh, of no control, and then enjoy the technology which is coming to your way. So have control on yourself rather than cursing the new technologies. So if you look at that, anyone who has got control of the technology has ruled the world. So if you look at the Ottoman Empire, there was a canon from people, I believe they were from Austria. They came to first Byzantine empires, and they asked them that we can create a cannon which can destroy any wall.
right.
Then they said that, okay, what is the price for it? So the price they asked, they could not afford it, or they thought that it's overpriced. Then the same person he came to uh, the Ottoman Empire person. I think his name was Mehmed II. So he asked him that I can create a cannon which can destroy these walls, your competitor, because it was just the opposite side of this that time. So he said that if you can create it in 2 months, I will give you three times of your price what you're asking. Otherwise, forget about anything. You will be punished.
Right. Hmm.
So he gave him a time and he created it. And with the help of that cannon, they actually were able to destroy the Byzantine Empire. And then that's how the rise of the Ottoman Empire started. So anyone, it's not something doing done with the computers only. It is the technology, whatever created in any time. So they have ruled the world. So if you want to rule the world, if you want to create history, or if you want to look at America, so they are far, far ahead in the technology. That's why they can manipulate the world and businesses and whatever they wanted to do. So my thing is that do not get scared of these technologies. Just learn how to control it or create your own so that you can challenge the superpowers. So that's my point of view.
That's very well said,
Over.
and yeah, of course, I agree with your population control because obviously, India, China, and these are the main countries that are working on their population control, and we have other countries. Example of other countries like New Zealand, like a New Zealand map. If let me give you an insight about New Zealand map. New Zealand map is almost the same similar kind of Malaysia, but the
Mm,
population here is five million, which is in Malaysia is 32. So like
mm,
how, and that can, I mean, Malaysia is a great country as well, but it's got a similar kind of things. Like if I go from here and go to Malaysia, I feel pretty easy to even to drive and stuff. But that's the difference between population, I think, because we have less population here in New Zealand. It's much more controlled and much more opportunities and stuff like that. So yeah, you're right, exactly, that population is one of the factors. But now we are in a place where we are already in, um, we have the population that we can't do anything out of it. So now let's Dave, how do we say to people who have not yet been used to the AI, they don't even have idea about ChatGPT or any of the news. So I think these people need to be educated and introduced with AI, and I think it's the responsibility of people like us who knows a little bit about it. So it's always a supply chain. You know more, you pass it on. You don't keep the information with you. The time you keep the information, someone told me when I was very young, say if you keep the information with you, you're just gonna keep it with you. It's not gonna grow. But if you share the information, it really grows. So yeah, that's what I think. So yeah. What about you?
That's really good insights because with each and every day we are going towards the age when we can call it the age of robots. Like I remember growing up, some people were mentioning, oh, 2020, the year 2020 will be the age of robots. We are almost there, not like totally the age of robots, as
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
say, but like world is going towards the age of robots, flying cars and whatnot. How they
mm,
show it in a science fiction movie, like flying cars, robots everywhere. Humans are doing a different job, robots are doing a different job. Like all of this combined, like that whole science fiction story which we heard since growing up. I feel like the world is going through that, but the change is scary, of course. Like, even for me, if I don't lie, change is scary, of course. Like, way before 2023, AI was a very theoretical concept, like, oh, there is going to be a software which has all the answers. You don't have to like search tens of hundreds of pages to get one answer. You just go there, hey, I'm looking for this, can you give me the answer? You just type it in and they give you all the answers, like, hey, I'm traveling from New Zealand to let's say United States of America. create an itinerary for me, what I can see, what I can do. For that, you have to do 10 pages, 10 websites. Right now, you just go there, you just search for it, you get every list like food places to
Absolutely.
try, landmarks to see, um, many more hidden spots which you can explore inside the country. Like life has become easier, right? We are just slowly getting used to it. And as you mentioned, like many people don't even know what ChatGPT is. Many people don't even know what Copilot is. Many people don't have any idea that they have Gemini in their Android phones right now. They don't even have to go to like ChatGPT, a separate website, a separate
True.
app. They can use Gemini, which is from Google, in their phone. Many people are not aware of that. You tell them, oh, you have a AI app built inside your phone. It's called Gemini. Oh, really? Oh, here, this is how you use it. And once you get used to it, you're like, oh, damn, nothing can be better than this. Like all of these concepts, like, I feel like phones, technology, if you have to learn it, if you have to know more about it, you have to be a kid. That's what I believe, because I'm in the wireless, so I deal with like phones, plans, and everything every day. So that's what I tell my clients, my customers, like, hey, if you think you can't learn a phone, try to be like your 5-year-old kid. Be
Mm,
curious,
Right.
explore it. Like, it's trial and error. Like, there's nothing to lose. It's not like if you tap on settings, your phone will just go, like, it will stop working or something. Again,
Yeah.
that's not how it works. You do one incorrect settings, you can go back and fix it. So all of this combined, like, people's excitement, people's enthusiasm to learn something more, all this combined, I feel like, AI has a positive impact in our life. Everything has two sides, but I feel like for me, since 2023, these 2, 3 years, it has a good impact on my life. At least that's what I feel
Right.
like. So,
Yeah, that's very true. And just to summarize this, I think it's nothing to be scared about, and it is something. It's a responsibility of ours to pass it on to people. You always share your knowledge, and this all and what we are doing today over here is the same thing. It's kind of a shared responsibility that we are doing it for people so that people understand what it is. This is not for those who already know this or more than this. It is for people who don't know this, and there are a lot of people who don't know this. So yeah, that's amazing, and that was a very good discussion. So with this, we're gonna jump on to our next uh, point, and that is, should climate action be legally enforced across all the nations? Given rising global temperatures and disasters, should every country be legally bound to meet environmental targets, even if it affects the economy? So basically, with climate change, we know it's a issue that some people see it, some people don't want to say it. One of the biggest examples is our Prime Minister of US, right? Like Donald Trump.
president of the US.
Yeah, President of US. He doesn't want to see that. He see it. He just want to come out of it. Like, I mean, he has come out of the uh, treaty to protect the climate.
Mm.
So I mean, I know we don't. Not many people talk about it, but it's really important, and how it has affected some of the countries. Like one of the countries I know is Bangladesh has been affected quite badly because of their irresponsible, I would say, irresponsible behavior towards the climate, dumping all the chemical waste in the rivers and stuff. So, what do you think about it, Sanjay?
Right. So let's say the climate change is not a very new thing. If we study a little bit of history, so if you look at Dwarka, the capital of Krishna, is in under the sea now. So it is not something someone has, drawn it there and bring out the sea level up. So this was a result of the climate change. So this has been continuous part of the our Earth. So I was reading a news just recently that in China it was around, let's say, some 500 feet, or I don't remember exactly. So there was a rock. They found in time because the river actually got dried and there was no water in that. So at base of the river, they found some carved arts like the Buddhist arts. So what I feel is that, and it is from like 500 years ago. They've been carved. So maybe that time that river was not that full, and now they have seen that it's dried, and they could see the arts at the bottom of the river. So it has been part of the continuous change. So this is something what I feel is that, and also because now we are like population of the earth is 8 billion plus, and we have bigger responsibility to feed that many people, and we have more responsibility to create or maintain this environment more breathable for all of us. So it is collective responsibility, as per my point of view, that to keep it more clean, more fresh. So that's what I think. That's my point of view.
How about you?
Well, it's a very interesting and a very important topic standing in 21st century right now. Being here in Canada, what I've noticed is like they talk a lot about climate action. They talk a lot about doing something for the environment. As we have been seeing it year after year, Australia, Canada, they have been hit by wildfires. Like it's a very common thing happening in these countries and many other countries around the world. Like it's a very common thing happening because of the rising world temperatures, greenhouse gases, depletion of ozone layer. Like all of this stuff has contributed all together to create more problems for the earth. Like I totally see that coming. We all saw that coming, and to simply answer the question, it's harder, but it's I would say it's a collective responsibility, as Sanjay mentioned as well. Like it's a very collective responsibility that we have to come together, hold hands, and try to solve this issue. Like we can't solve it. Like there is no way to go back to how it was 100 years back, but at least we can slow down that process so that it doesn't harm our future generation. Just like how we talk about the topic of sustainability, right? Like sustainability is like we do something for ourselves, but we create or leave a future for our children so that they can live in a peaceful life and live in harmony with each other. Like for that, environment plays a big role, right? Like the forces of nature, which we say, like soil, water, air, fire, all of them come together to create the whole environment, right? You can't just skip one part and expect the environment to be in a good condition. Like everything has to go hand in hand so that it works together. So I feel like, this topic is a very hot topic right now around the world, and we as humans, as responsible people, we should try to do our part, even if it's a smaller part. I feel like we all have something or other to contribute in this initiative to at least help the earth which we are living in.
Yeah, very well said, Shub. You're right that how these elements of like soil, earth, ocean, we have to protect our ocean. Like at the moment, our oceans is full of filth and all the plastics, and how the sea life is getting suffocated, and our soils are full of chemicals, so we are not having good growth. Like that's very obvious example where a lot of crop failures happening because we are extracting so many minerals and stuff like that, because and we are just doing mining. And I mean, I grew up in India, and then we during my childhood I could just like I could see so many fruits and so many trees that's just around us that we can just pluck some
Hmm.
fruits and stuff and eat. But now, if my for my kids, no, they won't. They all they have to do is go to a mall and buy it. They won't have the that they will never experience what we experience in our childhood. I mean, it was amazing to have this greenery around us, but all we are doing is just chopping the trees and all these high rises and stuff. I mean, I understand that we are humans and we are trying to survive, but at what cost? I mean, in New Zealand, in countries like New Zealand, we have a lot of laws to protect our environment, which are followed very well. very thoroughly. And I mean, if the similar kind of approach is been adapted by some of the other countries, like Asian countries, then I think we cannot reverse this, as you said, sure, but we can definitely slow it down. So this topic, I think, is a very vast topic, and it consists of lots and lots of inside things. Like you speak, there are a lot of activists who are working on ocean, some activists are working on protecting the land, some are working on the climate, all those, all these there are a lot of people who are understanding in different way, and we have to come together as a collective responsibility, and make it work. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's really good, and we need to really take our responsibility for climate change seriously and work on it. Let's go on our third question. The third topic basically is globalization benefiting the many or the few? While globalization connects the world, many argue it benefits rich nations and corporations more than poor communities, fair or flawed. So basically, I'm going to give an opportunity to Sanjay to explain what is globalization, and then we go from there.
All right, thank you, Sheikh Saab. So, as I understand globalization is it is the opportunity which is we find anywhere in the world across the globe, and we can be the part of that opportunity. So that's what I think, that globalization, and also any service which is provided across the globe, so we can be part of that ecosystem. So that's what I think about globalization. And I believe that globalization has helped humanity a lot. And it is being really, really blessing for everyone. So if I see myself, I was born in a small village back in India and then moved to New Zealand and then came to Australia. So so I feel that I have been very benefited by this globalization. And people across the world, they have accepted me as part of their community, and I have been traveling other part of the countries as well, which was not possible when uh, technology was not there or enough resources we could not create for ourselves. Now we could afford all of those. A simple like a, you can say the middle class person, uh, they can afford everything what they wanted to, especially in these countries. May not be possible for Indian middle class people, but yes, globalization has opened more doors for the people.
Right. Thank you, Sanjay. Sure. What do you think about globalization? What is your definition of globalization?
Um, to make it sound simpler for people, globalization is like, opening yourself up or opening up a country and making the world a global village. That's what I would say. So, globalization to me, second, globalization to me, I would say is like what Sanjay mentioned. Like, I was born in a small village, but right now look at me. I'm in New Zealand, I'm in Australia.
Yeah.
I'm exploring the world. Without the opportunities, it would might have been harder, right? To like do all of this stuff. For me, being born and raised in India, then coming here in Canada, did my master's degree, did complete my degree, working right now. Like it wouldn't have been possible if India was like, no, our doors are closed. You can't go outside. You have to be inside the country and do whatever you want to do. So doing that, would have stopped the talent inside that country. I would say like it's globalization is like sharing the talent, sharing your passion with the whole world. That's what I feel like, You could be here right now. Like just think about it. Like I'm in Canada in the West Coast. You are in Australia, whereas and Sanjay sir is in
Melbourne.
Australia, right? You're in New
Yeah.
Zealand. Sorry, you're
I'm
in
in
New
New Zealand.
Zealand.
Yeah.
Sanjay sir is in Australia, I'm in Canada. This is what globalization is, bringing all the like-minded people in one platform, connecting them around the world through internet, through sharing the same thoughts. Without globalization, this would not have been possible, right? So, like all of these things combined, I feel like, it really gives us a really good insight that how the world has progressed since the advent of internet. Internet was a concept which many rich people had. Growing up, I guess Sanjay might agree that only the rich kids used to have computers at home, right? So like
Yes.
if you
Yes.
wanted to use a computer, you have to go to a cyber cafe or like go to a friend who has a lot of money. Like, hey man, can I use your computer? Maybe play some games on it. That whole kind of concept. From there all the way to like everyone owning us at least a smartphone or maybe a laptop. This all of this stuff I feel like has been the blessing of globalization, because we imported ideas from different countries and brought it to our country, and then we created something with our own ideas. Like globalization really helped to create all of these opportunities for all of us people. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, that's very well said, and both of you, I 100% agree with what you said. And for me, globalization is basically the trade between. I look at it from the point of view of trade between the countries. So let's say if you don't trade with each other, you won't be able um, to evolve. You won't be able to grow as a country. And as you said, Shub, about internet connections, let me, I'm not sure if you know about this. And when I was doing my research on this about this internet, it showed me that 60 to 70 percent of people still think that internet comes through, it's a wireless thing. But a very fun fact is the entire world is connected through cables under the sea that passes the internet. And like,
Yeah.
for example, if you're doing a bank transaction from India to US, there's a cable actually lying, and I was so lying under the sea, and I was so surprised to know that, oh really, that's how we are connected. Because when you think about internet, we are like Wi-Fi, like, it's just like wireless. I am not connected to anything like at the moment. That's what our
Yeah.
mind is. But and that's how 60 to 70% of people in 2025 thinks that that's how it works. But no one knows about these underlying cables. So that's how we are connected. And it's so important. Just imagine, humans have laid wires under the sea connecting the world. So that's that. I mean, I really see the importance of globalization and how it works. It's really amazing. Did you know this
Yeah.
fact?
I have
I
heard
know.
about it before, but I wasn't sure that the whole world is connected through the cables. Like I've
Oh
heard,
man.
if a little part of the cable anywhere in the world, if there is a cut or like some sharks or some fish destroys a little bit part of a cable, the internet will stop working. Like a lot of countries will be disconnected from internet.
Yeah, I knew about it, and I know that there are some, when there are some military uh, 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 exercises they conducted, and sometimes they intentionally just cut those cables to irritate other
Yeah.
nations.
Actually, I was doing a research on Hormuz Canal. You know how the canal is placed
Hmm.
in a strategic way where the trade between India and UAE and all these countries happening, and not even India but also China. Like Iran sends the oil from that canal, the
Yeah.
strait, and to China and Russia and all those things. And then I was doing the research. I found out that, oh, there's also so it was basically, the research was about how Iran can disrupt the world in different ways if they want to. So the one of it was oil, the other one was cables. They could just easily, cut the cables, and boom, there's no internet. The stock market is crashed next day. So yeah, it was fascinating, to be honest. All right, so let's go our fourth topic. Should social media platforms be held responsible for mental health issues? As study shows links between social media and depression, anxiety, especially in youth. Should tech companies be accountable for their platform impacts? So basically, one of the examples, or maybe one of the one of the major um, platform would be Facebook.
Yep.
And I think they have, there are a lot of examples where they have manipulated people in different areas in different ways, and just to influence for their own benefits without thinking about. Yeah, I mean, they are scrutinized under the data breach as well. So Shub, what do you think about it?
Well, it's a it's also a very burning topic because if you look at like what has been happening in the Western Hemisphere, like let's say US, Canada, all the big countries, a lot of underage children get exposed to content which they are not supposed to see. Like I hear it from a lot of like families saying that, oh, we have child lock on our children's phones, so they don't get access to the content which they shouldn't. While at the seeing all of that, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, people sharing explicit stuff with each other without parental consent, like all of this stuff, that's not how shit should be, right? Like at the age when you should be learning about the world and learning about like knowledge about like a lot of like world facts, you're getting exposed to things which you shouldn't see. Like this whole phase, that whole starting phase, like when you're like preteen to teenagers to adult, a lot of people start suffering depression during that age. Why? Because they start comparing themselves to someone else. Like they're not like comparing themselves to who they were yesterday. They're comparing themselves to other person. They're comparing themselves to models, like action figures, like celebrities. Like our life and their life, they're very different. We can get inspired, but we can't just do copy paste. Like I can't just wake up the next day and say like I want to be that person, but there is no other qualities which I possess for that. I'm just like trying to, oh yeah, I like that person, let me try to be that, like be like that person. How I want to choose some plastic surgery or something like that. Then people are like thinking, oh, maybe let me try to change myself into a way which I can't come back from. Like you open Instagram, if you open social media, like this kind of things, you're exposed to it every day. I remembered a few months back, if I'm not wrong, all of a sudden when I open Instagram in the morning, I'm an Instagram guy, like, and I whip open up, I just see like motivational videos, whatever it is, like other content. I opened up, all the weird videos, all weird photos was flashing up. Why? Then I heard it in the news that there was a data breach in the servers and the data got all messed up. Someone hacked their system or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what just happened, but it was really bad. And I was feeling bad for all the kids who were accessing Instagram those days. Like, they got access to so many weird stuff which they shouldn't have seen. Like, I feel like social media does have a negative impact. You go to any place, you go to any website, you see people sharing stuff saying, hey, I'm lonely, I'm depressed, I don't know what should I do with my life. Like, as if people don't have any options, as if people are losing their faith. Like, all of this negativity, it's all centered around social media. It's not like people who went outside right now. I'm like, hey, hey Faiz, hey Sanjay, let's go out for a walk. We will have a lovely chat. We will just discuss everything, but we are not feeling depressed during that time, right? But when we're talking on social media, we start talking about like all the weird kind of topics, and we all are like starting to feel depressed altogether. But it's not like when you're doing activities like the physical activities. Like there's so much of a difference in between real life, RWL, real life, and real life. So trying to find that difference in between both is what people are missing right now. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Sanjay, please, your insights.
Yeah. As Shubh has explained about people are comparing by themselves to someone else. So this is actually the basic instinct of the human beings. They always being. What happens is like humans always notice patterns. That's how things happens. So it is natural. It comes naturally to the people. And what I see is like social media. If I look at it, I have found my long lost friends on social media. So that has been very a blessing to me. But if we look at the kids' point of view, if they are also exposed to such things like the pornography or something like that, which can lead them to some mental stress or some depressive state. So that definitely can be, in a responsible way. It's responsibility of parents, especially who talk to them in continually about that and just talk about what is happening. They should understand, like being a parent is a very big responsibility. So what I think is, if you cannot handle your kids, do not bring them into this world. So you need to, and problem is that we start teaching our kids how they should behave according to the aged people, rather than they should teach themselves. Like parents should learn themselves how to behave according to the kids. So we are behaving completely in adverse way, like a completely the opposite way. So looking at the kids, just talk to them. Sex is natural. If we talk about like sexual exposure, very in early age. So I was I was reading an article that 6 months kids that get in trap of the attraction. So you cannot avoid it. So that is completely natural. So what has happened? Like scientists placed two pictures in front of a 6 month old kid. One face was very attractive and one was very normal, not attractive. So that kid was completely staring at the attractive face. So it is natural. We cannot avoid it. But if you discuss it with your kids, you just ask them, you talk about things. So you can avoid many things. So, and also like kids, they are experimental. They always experiment many things. They make mistake. That's fine. Let them make mistakes as long as they are. Uh, you know that what mistakes are being made, and you can control them. Do not let them go to somewhere like crime. Some of those people, they abuse their classmates, like uh, uh, female classmates. It is responsibility of again parents to teach them how to be respectful to all the genders. So social media, in a way, I was talking to one of my friend very recently. Just when we go to toilet, if you forget your phone, it feels like you have gone to the war and you forgot your gun. So in that way, when I was talking to someone, I was saying that I don't know what is happening. Like in past days when there was no smartphone, I used to take newspaper,
Yeah.
but I was not alone. I was not going without anything. And in if you just go beyond that newspaper, when there was no printing machine and everyone was not having. So when I was in village, I used to go to farms. We used to go with friends, so we were talking to each other each and every time. So something has not changed. One thing has not changed, but that our attention is being grabbed by something else. So either your friend, your newspaper, now your phones. So you are not alone in that your early morning process. So that's what we need to understand. So something has replaced the other one, but in a responsible way. That's I completely agree with Shub that the and also like comparing your kid with some other kid, completely. I feel this is a crime, very insulting and disgraceful. So parents should be on top of everything, and they should be communicating with kids to make it more responsible use of the social media.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with both of you in terms of social media and how parents are responsible and how kids are getting exposed and how they try to imitate the life they cannot afford to. And then that puts them to depression and anxiety. And as you said, of course, Sanjay, how we had friends and newspaper and now phone. I mean, in New Zealand as well. I went to a place and there was like a tourist destination, and it's like, okay, it's a big hall with so many toilet seats in there, and there's like communal toilet area which is open, and
Mm,
people used to just sit and talk there. So it is can be a bit gross talking about it, but I mean that's a fact. But apart from that, what I think is one of the biggest responsibility is the companies who has actually having these platforms for us, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because what they do is they do targeted ad. If you talk about home today, like, oh, I wish to buy a home today, your phone will listen to it, and next day you're gonna start getting those recommendations.
yes.
So what they do is they um, follow your what are your interests and stuff, and keep pushing through that, and then you get in a trap, you get involved in it, and it keeps you busy. I don't think that's something should be allowed as well, because that's definitely it's affecting you. So yeah, that was a good insight on social media. Let's go to our last topic today, that's, does democracy still work in 21st century? With rising polarization, misinformation, and low voter turnout, especially in developed nations, can democracy still represent the people effectively? Sanjay, if you could just share some insight on this.
Yeah. So, as far as I know, that democracy is the only thing which is the best way to to rule the people. And if they do not like the policies, they can change the government and the party they vote. So, if you look at the other tasks, like most of the world wars, they were started by these autocratic peoples. So Hitler was one of them, and Mussolini was one of them. And now look at Putin. He is also autocratic. He is in the power for a long, long time. Now China, it's autocratic. They have one-sided things. They are involved in backing few proxy wars in the world. And look at Iran. It's more of one party thing. They don't really care about other things and the value of the people's what they actually want in the society. And if I look at few things on the other hand, like Saudi, so their life is good. They have money. They can afford some luxury, which is good. And I personally like like the lifestyle of the people, common people. If they are happy, they can afford the good things in their life. If their life status is high, uh, they have all the medical facilities, they have education for their kids, and they can afford their uh, like luxuries, let's say holidays and all sort of things. I don't mind having any autocracy as well, as long as it is provided to them. But the fact is that if you look at North Korea, so their people are not living a really good life. If you look at Iran, they are not living very good life. I have seen some travel videos to these countries. If you look at these, even Russia and China is doing good, but their companies are doing really good. But their common people in internal part of the world, internal part of China, they are living just the ordinary life. They are not really, really well off in that way. So, looking at these example, democracy is the only hope. And yes, if in my opinion, if we see this competition in the world, so autocracy looks attractive. They implement policies in an efficient way, and they are faster growing uh, economies, but they will not survive for long because there will be a time their bubble will burst and something will happen. So that's what I think. And in a long term, these democratic powers, they will survive in a longer term.
Right, sure. What
Yeah.
do you think about it?
Well, Sanjay did cover a lot of the points though, because I don't pretend to be expert on this topic, but I feel like, being born and raised in a country which is often considered one of the largest democracies in the world, like India is considered one of the largest democracies in the world. Like we have been taught, like, our constitution got ideas from like France, UK, US, because it takes this and that good and bad parts from all the constitutions around the world to make it what it is right now. So there must be something which they implemented while they were creating the constitution for the country. So that's why India is one of the fastest growing countries in terms of economy, in terms of GDP or something. So I feel like, democracy does work, but yes, because you have a lot of population, power in the hands of people. So that's a tough choice, I would say. But what Sanjay mentioned, like I agree with them, because if you are like a one man army, if you are like a one person who is doing all of the stuff, you are not getting newer ideas, right? Like when people vote someone to be in power, right? They are thinking. It's not like just one or two people voting. The whole country is voting. They have their own ideas. They have their own thoughts. That's why they have a lot of parties. That's why they're choosing one representative to represent their ideas in front of the people who are there, who are judging, who are governing stuff. Like all of this systematic thing, like you start from grassroots, then you start climbing up, right? Like all of this structured thing, like all of this system you're following, first step, second step, third step, fourth step, you're going, then it goes to the top, right? Like all of this structure, whatever is happening, that's the beautifulness of democracy, I would say. Every system in the world has its pros and cons, it has its own flaws. But this whole thing, like, that you are doing step by step, you're getting the votes from people, then it's getting judged, then you are counting it, then it's deciding who is going to be the leader of people. Like, all of the steps, what does that mean? That people who are at the grassroots level, they're deciding who's going to be the future leader of a country. Like, that's like people having the power, they're deciding. They don't like the ruler, as Sanjay mentioned. They can, like, oh, next election, you're not gonna be here. Someone else will take your place. Like all of these things happening back to back. Maybe that's the beautifulness of democracy. I know, like, as per the question which you shared here, Faz, that in developed countries we see a lot of like issues with democracies. Like you say, United States of America, you have Canada, all the big democracies which we have around the world. They have some or other problems, but who's going to stay in the long run? Well, time will tell us the answer. But I still have a very strong feeling with what Sanjay mentioned. The democracies are here to stay. Autocratic things, well, we saw like history. People say history repeats itself. Autocratic or like dictatorship, they always have a downfall. Like we have seen it in history. It's not like we are saying vague words. Like we have seen it in history. History does happen. We saw the rise, we saw the pinnacle, then it started going down the chart. So, like, we all know what happened, but that's what I said. Like, for me, I would feel time will say, like, we will all get our answers in due time.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with Shub and Sanjay. Very, very strong points. And of course, democracy is something that leads the country and grows the country and keeps it running in the long run. The only thing saddens me is like because when you're studying, when you study your textbooks, and as we have seen, oh, this is our history. What was our history? People fighting with arms and like they're on the battlefields and getting injured, and then we come to a realization in you when you're a teenager that, oh yeah, you are in a time when you are safe and you are protected and you are advanced. But what's happening when I look at the world at the moment and the things, the literal incidents happening in different parts of the world, it makes me think that are we in a better place, or are we just a part of another history someone would be reading later on and saying, oh my god, this is what happened in our time, and how did you survive this? you know
Yeah.
that's I don't know how it's gonna be, but all I want is for us, for the youth, for the people who of this generation, people who understand what's right and what's wrong, to acknowledge it, to teach the kids, to make this place a better world, because we need a world which is good for us and for our kids. Which means definitely, as both of you said, democracy is always seen winning in the long run. There would be imbalances in the world, but I think those imbalances are also created so that the power of democracy can be enlightened to people. And it's like people sometimes forget what has gone, what the people have gone through. So probably this is kind of like a reminder, but yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is. So hopefully the world continues towards the democratic way, and we continue having a beautiful world around us, and our kids continue to grow and build a beautiful world. And I would like to thank you both. I really appreciate your time and efforts. It was very interesting topics today, and it was really nice to have you on here. So, if you want to close this up with saying something, I would really like to hear from you.
Sanjay can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, okay, let me start. So, what I think, Sheikh Saab, is that I'm very positive about life. And I think that like we were discussing the biggest challenges in the world these days. And one thing I always uh, remember that, the overpopulation is very big challenge for the world, because the resources we have currently on Earth and amount of number of people we have on Earth, it's not enough for them. So we need to look at that. We need to control the population. Like I have already controlled it, but it's on to you and to show if you are not married yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, that's how we can make the life better. And I respect life immensely. So I'm not thinking about afterlife or something like that. If you are happy in this life, it's more than enough, and we'll see what happens next after this. So looking at that, I'm very positive about life and things coming to your on your way. Use them as part of your life, and let's say technology, democracy, which keeps your uh, uh, it keeps you refreshed. Like if you don't feel you are not happy with one ruler, then change them to the in 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, as in New Zealand. So and social media, because we are so busy these days, we have a lot of work to do. In past, we used to have a lot of time, and there was no technology, so you had no option then to see each other's face
Yeah.
of your friends, or go to the ground and to see play that time. We our parents used to say that come and play inside the home. Now parents saying that just the opposite, go and play outside the home.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
is how things have changed. So there is nothing wrong in and out, but yes, be responsible, create this world beautifully, and just around you. And what I see is that I don't feel no obligation to teach anyone my point of ideas. Otherwise, I will be another autocratic kind of person. So what I feel good is I you should also learn that. What I feel is that if someone feel that my lifestyle is good, if they feel to have something out of it, they can always learn that. Otherwise, even if you just put them into prison and give your ideas and everything, the moment you leave them, they will just forget everything. So that's. That's my point of view, but it was very nice to meet Shub for the first time. Thank you. And thank you, Sheikh Saab, for organizing this and having me on your platform again. I feel honored.
It's always a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you. Shub, please.
First of all, I would like to thank both of you guys. It's amazing to meet Faz for the second time, Sanjay for the first time, and I really agree. I'll keep your ideas in my mind. I will use it in my own way, as you said. Like you can't force anyone to learn anything, but of course you can always share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your point of view, and if the people they like it, of course they will take it. If they don't like it, they'll just like leave it. You know,
Yeah.
the topics which we discussed today, these are very interesting topics, very live topics where people really think about this kind of topics. So I feel like, there is always something or other new coming up in this, like in terms of like social media, what democracy is, climate action, uh, what's happening in people's life. Like these are very topics which people think about every day. Like they're trying to create their own impact on how they can do something for the people, do something for the society. Because right now, as I mentioned, like thanks to internet, the whole world has turned into a global village. So we can be in either side of the world, but we know what's happening there. Like I could be in Canada, I could know what's happening in Australia, New Zealand, or maybe a person who is in Chile, who's in Argentina, they know what's happening in Russia or in Japan. It's like internet has brought us together in the age of social media. What wise people say, like in the age of social media, we are connected, but we are very disconnected from each other. Like that's how things are. That's how life is. But let's not complicate stuff. As Sanjay mentioned, I have a very positive aspect to a positive way of looking towards life. I also have to say the same thing. Like I like life. I like spending time with people. I like to go out. I like to meet new people because social media, I wouldn't say it's fake, but it's like people are always into something else when they're on social media. Like, you're on social media, you're doing one thing, but you're doing something on the other. But when you meet a person in person, you're spending time with that specific person. It's not like you are in like diving into social media. You're just like spending time with that person. That's what is missing right now. I feel like, that's why me, few of my friends here, we have started to make a motto that every weekend we're gonna do some or other in-person activities. Like we are planning of doing like playing some board games. We're gonna planning of going to a pub or something like that. So they don't, like every weekend we're doing something different. Last weekend we did some walk in the Stanley Park. It's a very big park here in Vancouver. The next weekend we are gonna do go karting. Like all of these activities, all of these things is what I feel like will bring people together. Like creating a group, meeting people in person, not online, not like virtual coffees or something. In person coffees, in person lunch, in person brunch, whatever it is, in person, like playing games, could be any outdoor sports, like all of this stuff. I feel like, even in the age of social media, people really crave it. You go to Reddit, you go to any other website, people are saying, hey, where can I meet people in person? With emphasis on the word in person because they are tired of what social media has been promoting it to them. They're tired of like people pretending to care for each other, but they don't. If you show up, if there's an event happening, if you show up, you're bringing in your positiveness, you bringing in your smile. That's what people want right now. That's what I've been seeing the trend going on right now, at least here in Canada. So thank you very much. Thanks again, and lots of love to both of you guys. Lots of love to your viewers, to people all around the world. Lots of love from Canada, from Vancouver, to all the people who's watching this. I wish you all the best. I wish you all that you get what you want to, and stay happy, keep smiling, show your teeth. When you're smiling, show your teeth. Like be happy. Like let's make this smile a genuine one, not like social media smile. What many people say it.
Yeah,
Like let's not do that. Let's just
uh,
enjoy life. Let's just enjoy every day.
absolutely, Shub. And I'm looking forward to have a coffee with both of you someday. hopefully
Someday.
soon. Yeah, but this was amazing, and we're gonna do it once again. We're gonna probably have more people joining us, and if you have your friends or anyone interested, please let them know. We are more than happy to bring them on the panel and have a discussion. We had a very healthy discussion, very valid points, and it was really amazing. For now, we're gonna go back to our lives, and yeah, all the best to everyone with whatever doing. Have fun, as Shub said. Keep smiling, keep having fun. Well, I will see everyone next time. So make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and come back again to watch our next video. And we're gonna be soon coming up together, probably with more people, probably with more interesting topics. And with this, I will say goodbye to everyone. I'm gonna stop the live streaming now.